Hello again, not from my front porch, but close. It's just on the other side of this wall here. I'm actually in my living room. And the reason I'm in my living room is for two reasons. One, because it's evening time now, and so it's a little bit chillier out on the porch, but I could have handled that. But also, I'm going to do something special in this particular episode that I thought, I'm not. It doesn't sound quite so good out on the front porch because of the acoustics of the front porch, and so just bear with me. You'll understand more as we get along here in this particular episode in a little bit. But I hadn't actually even planned on doing this one, but there's just so much discussion going on right now about the whole, whether the athletes and the sports people should be able to, kneel during the national anthem, whether they should be fined or even potentially fired from their NFL jobs for not standing. And then that, of course, spawns into a much broader debate of, what do people have the right to do? What do companies not have the right to do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whole big issue about that. And I'm sure that what I'm about to share is probably not going to sit well with some, but I'm not trying to necessarily stir up controversy, and I'm certainly not trying to be political with these. But there are times where I think it is important to just share what we think, and so that's what I'm doing here. Is I'm going to share what I think, and you're welcome to believe whatever you want to believe or think whatever you want to think. But that's the value of the open marketplace of ideas, is when we all are willing to say, here's what I think. When everybody is doing that, then we're able to see, okay, well, this is what everybody thinks, and we're able to come to some consensus as a people, as opposed to being told what we should think by those in Washington, D.C. or wherever. I'm not a big fan at all of doing what we're told from on high. I'm definitely a much more of a local control sort of fellow, more of a local government to keep things as local and as intimate level as possible. So anyway, my feeling about the flag is I respect it incredibly. I mean, as you all know, I get the chance to sing national anthem at a lot of events, and I am not exaggerating when I say that quite often I have to guard myself from getting emotional, because when I stand out there and I start singing, there's just such a swell of pride inside of me, mixed with just an overwhelming sense of my own inadequacy, that what right do I have to be standing there representing the nation in singing this song? Because that's what a national anthem singer is doing. They are representing the song that is the song for our nation, that's based on a story of some patriots who sacrificed their lives as opposed to just surrendering and taking the easy way out. Little trivial battle, little small skirmish thing that otherwise might not even make it in the history books, but it does because of the bravery of those men and women that was captured by the lawyer from Baltimore, Francis Scott Key, in his poem, and then later it was put to the music and became our national anthem. Now, I will always stand. I will always stand. I mean, even when my friend Bob Pace, when he does a great variation of the Jimi Hendrix version on the guitar of doing the Star Spangled Banner, and when he'll play that at Gaslamp, I stand. Because it's still the national anthem. I don't care where it is, what's going on. When I hear the national anthem, I stand. If I've been at restaurants or at sports bars where a game is on and they will actually be broadcasting the national anthem. Usually that's because a celebrity is singing it. Otherwise, normally it doesn't even get broadcast. But if I'm at a restaurant or a bar place where they have the TVs on and national anthem comes on, I stop whatever I'm doing and I stand, hand over my heart. I don't care if anybody else looks at me and thinks I look ridiculous. I don't. That's their problem, not mine. I am proud of my flag. And you know what? Our nation has a lot of problems. There's no disputing that. We have a lot of problems. However, in spite of all those problems, I still believe that America is the best, greatest nation on the face of this planet. Can we do better? Absolutely we can. But let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Fact is, we live in a pretty good country. A country that has freedoms that are so amazing that you can actually not stand and you are engaging in the very freedoms that the flag represents. So those who are kneeling or sitting during the national anthem and do so because of some protest that they're trying to express, they are actually, while not necessarily respecting the flag, they are demonstrating what the flag stands for, what the nation stands for, what the freedoms of our nation. They are embodying those very concepts. And so while I don't necessarily applaud someone for protesting the national anthem or for not standing during the national anthem and honoring the flag, at the same time, I acknowledge that they are engaging in what the flag stands for. I do not agree that any employer, NFL or otherwise, should be able to coerce someone to force them to show respect. I don't believe that shows respect for the flag or for the individual in question either. Now, do you have First Amendment right to protest and do whatever you want to on company time? No, you do not. I do not believe that you do. I believe that when you're on the company clock, you represent that company, and if the company says this is what you need to do, then that's what you need to be doing, and if you don't like it, you need to find somewhere else to work. That's the way that should be. And so an NFL player, if they're on the NFL team and the NFL team says, or the NFL as a whole says, you need to stand as part of your job while you're on the clock with us. Outside of here, you can do whatever you want, but on the clock with us, okay, fine. Then the NFL has every right to do that. However, even though the NFL has said that they're doing that, it doesn't seem like they're enforcing it very much. And so since the NFL hasn't enforced it, then it's a little hard to keep saying, well, they should be. No, as long as the NFL is going to let players have the option of choosing whether they want to show respect for the flag or they want to use that time as some sort of civic protest, then the NFL and the teams are saying, players, it's okay to do what you want to do at this point. And so if a player chooses to take a knee or sit down, I'm not going to criticize him for that. I might be disappointed they did that. I might have preferred to see them stand, but I'm also recognizing that if this were some other countries around the world, they might get arrested for that and you might not see them ever again. That's not the kind of country that we are. And if we ever get to a point where people are forced to stand, where people stand for the flag because the government tells them they must, as opposed to them standing because they want to, then that will be a very sad day for our nation. Our freedoms will have died and we will be well on our way to becoming a fascist state. Because those are the kind of rules that ruled places like Mussolini's Italy and Hitler's Germany. And that's not the precedent that I think we should follow. That's not an example that we should emulate. So again, I would prefer everybody stand. I really would. When I'm singing the national anthem, it breaks my heart a little bit to look out and see people out there yucking it up and drinking their beers and screwing around doing whatever because they're not respecting the flag. In fact, they're showing more disrespect for the flag than a player who takes a knee out of some principled protest. I'm bothered by that. It's like I don't understand why people don't understand and appreciate the greatness of this nation that we live in, and that for me is what the issue really is about. Those who take a knee, those who sit down, who do so for a legitimate reason, because I don't think everybody right now is doing it for a legitimate reason either. I think it's starting to become a fad. It's the protest of the week bandwagon that people jump on because it's the cool thing to do now, and they end up engaging in the protest without really having a clue what it is they're protesting about. It's just a cool thing to do. And those people, shame on you. You're showboating. You're perverting even what it's about. Shame on you. But I digress. For those people who are protesting out of some principled purpose, I'm not going to take issue with them, because again, I feel like they are engaging in exactly the freedoms. It's like somebody who burns a flag. I do not approve of flag burning. However, I also will defend your right to burn a flag. As Johnny Cash used to say, I appreciate the First Amendment right that people have to be able to burn their flag if they want to. I also appreciate the Second Amendment rights that allow me to carry a gun so that I can shoot you if you try to burn mine. That's a bit over the top. I mean, it's a little exaggeration, but still, that's, you know, the point is, I may not agree with how you use your rights, but I'm not going to deny you your ability to exercise your rights, just as you better not deny me my ability to exercise mine. So that I just had to get that off my chest. That's something that was really important to me. And so a good way I know how to illustrate this stuff is through song. So I have queued up to do a couple of songs here, if y'all don't mind. In fact, the first one is a Johnny Cash song. That little joke thing that I just said is what he used to say to introduce this song. So it's a Johnny Cash song, then a Lee Greenwood song, and then I also have another Johnny Cash song that doesn't have anything to do with the flag issue or how I feel about our nation. It's just a song that kind of reminds us the mentality and the focus that we really ought to have. So I don't know how long even the video will stay up, because it's possible that Facebook or YouTube will flag it and say, copyright infringement with these karaoke tracks. But for the record, every one of these tracks I'm going to sing with, all were purchased through iTunes. I have the receipts for them. I have them, and I am going to be putting in the description stuff for the video the information as to who they belong to and stuff, because I have no intent to infringe on anything, and I'm not playing these for any kind of money or compensation. This solely, I am solely using these songs. I'm gonna share these songs with you because they embody how I feel. Now, I believe that everyone should have a right to show whatever level of respect they do or do not want with the flag. But for me personally, these songs capture how I feel. So with that, I'm gonna do these for you. You ready? Well, it doesn't matter if you're ready or not. I'm going to do them. Here we go. I walked through a county courthouse square. On a park bench, an old man was sitting there. I said, "Your courthouse is kind of run down." He said, "Nah, it'll do for our little town." I said, "Your old flagpole has leaned a little bit, and that's sure a ragged old flag you got hanging on it." He said, "Have a seat," and I sat down. "Is this the first time you've been to our little town?" I said, "I think it is." He said, "I don't like to brag, but we're kind of proud of that ragged old flag." See, we got a little hole in that flag there when Washington took it across the Delaware. And it got powder burned the night that Francis Scott Key sat watching and writing, "Oh, say, can you see?" It got a rip in New Orleans with Pakenham and Jackson tugging at its seams. And it almost fell at the Alamo beside the Texas flag. But she waved on, though. She got cut with a sword at Chancellorsville. She got cut again at Shiloh Hill. There was Robert E. Lee, Beauregard, and Bragg, and the south wind blew hard on that ragged old flag. On Flanders Field in World War I, she got a big hole from a Bertha gun. She got blood red in World War II. She hung limp and low a time or two. She was in Korea, Vietnam. She went where she was sent by her Uncle Sam. She waves from our ships upon the briny foam but now they've about quit waving back here at home. In her own good land here, she's been abused. She's been burned, denied, dishonored, refused, and the government for which she stands is scandalized throughout the land. And she's getting threadbare, and she's wearing thin, but she's in good shape for the shape she's in. 'Cause she's been through the fire before, and I believe she can take a whole lot more. So we raise her up every morning, we take her down every night, we don't let her touch the ground, and we fold her up right. On second thought, I do like to brag, 'cause I'm mighty proud of that ragged old flag. If tomorrow all the things were gone I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again through all the worry and the strife, I'd thank my God above to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the U.S.A. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to L.A., where there's pride in every American's heart, it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the U.S.A. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget those who died, who gave that right to me. And I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the U.S.A. 6'6", he stood on the ground, weighed 235 pounds, while that giant of a man brought down to his knees by love. He was the kind of a man that would gamble on luck, look you in the eye and never back up. But I saw him crying like a little whipped pup because of love. You can't see it with your eyes, hold it in your hands, but like the wind that covers our land, it's strong enough to rule the heart of any man. This thing called love, it can lift you up, never let you down, take your world and turn it all around. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found stronger than love. Most men are like me, they struggle and doubt, they worry their minds day in and day out, too busy with living to worry about a little thing like love. But then I see a mother's tenderness as she holds her young close to her breast, and I thank God the world's been blessed with a thing like love. You can't see it with your eyes, hold it in your hands, but like the wind that covers our land, strong enough to rule the heart of any man. This thing called love, it can lift you up, never let you down, take your world and turn it all around. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found stronger than love. Ever since time, nothing's ever been found stronger than love. So I added that. Oops. Apparently we're going to go back through them again. No, we're not. But it was good. All right, so I did those. The first couple, the ragged old flag that captures the history, the legacy of what the flag stands for. And then God Bless the U.S.A., of course, is a song that really captures, it doesn't matter what happens in life. The fact that I'm in this nation means that I will always have a chance. Because it is. I know that President Trump ran on the Make America Great Again kind of thing, but honestly, I think America has always been great, and I don't think it's the politicians or anyone in D.C. that I've made this statement before, that it's the people, it's you and me who make America great, and we are still just as great as we have ever been, and so this nation is just as great as it has ever been. Sorry, I get a little emotional over this kind of topic, and you may have caught in the song I was a little emotional too. Also, I have to say though, that song I haven't, God Bless USA, I haven't done in a long time, probably at least 20 years. I used to have an accompaniment track for it, but I gave it to a friend of mine, Paul Yetmar, who went to church in Ames with me back in my Iowa State College days, and he was in the military and has still continued to be. Went on through military intelligence and some other things. Made it a great career for himself. But he was also a singer, a tenor like me, and I let him borrow that tape a couple of times to sing it, and he did such a beautiful job with it that I just let him keep the tape. I said, you know, it's yours now. I want to give it to you. You just keep it. And so I haven't even had the accompaniment track since, and I just bought it last night and downloaded it from YouTube so I could make this exact video here. So yeah, so that was kind of special, a little sentimental for me to sing that, and so thank you for being here with me. But the last song that I put on there, A Thing Called Love, I put that on there because, you know, kind of in the same spirit that John Lennon wrote, Love Is All We Need. Right now, we are such a divided nation. We are not one nation under God, indivisible. We are not one nation in any capacity. We are so divided and so fractured and so at each other's throats all the time. We've stopped trying to find ways to link arms and to work together, and we instead just look for ways that we can fight one another, look for an advantage to be able to get the upper hand on and it's so disheartening. But we are still America, and we are still the greatest nation on the planet, and we're still the greatest people on the planet. That's my opinion, although I am biased, I admit that. And so I just wanted to take a moment to say, this is what I feel about the flag, how important the flag is, what the symbolism of the flag is, what a big deal it is to stand and show respect and honor for the flag. Now, if you choose to not honor the flag because you are making some sort of statement, guess what? You're still technically honoring the flag because you're engaging in the freedoms that the flag represents. So, catch-22, either way, you're honoring the flag. Those who blow it off, though, who just talk during it and you know, getting their drinks, chat, texting, whatever, those are the people who are disrespecting the flag. Those are the ones that annoy me. But you can't force someone to honor the flag. Doing so would be completely against everything the flag stands for. You can't force idiots to not honor the flag, nor should you try to force those who are not standing out of protest to honor the flag. It's my belief and my belief only, and if that upsets you, I'm sorry, but obviously I would hope you would know after watching this, I mean no disrespect to the flag myself. I believe it should be honored. I do not believe that it honors the flag to force someone else to honor it, though. That's just me. All right, I'm going to tie this up with one little piece that I got. It kind of fits in. See, my American Eagle. I got this birthday card in the mail today. Got it from my dear friend Stacy Sprague. Stacy is such an amazing, amazing woman, and I'm going to be doing an episode of one of these from their home someday in the near future, talking with their son McKeon. You've got to know, if you don't know McKeon, you've got to meet McKeon. You've got to hear his story and hear what's going on. I mean, an amazing, remarkable young man who he and his parents life has given them a tremendous obstacle, and yet they are such a testimony of perseverance getting over. But anyway, Stacy sent me this card. It's got the American Eagle on it. I thought it was great. But here, we'll end with a bit of humor because here's what the card says on the inside. See, it's got this here. It says, she says, Paul, I know this isn't your typical birthday card, but I could not resist. And the reason that she could not resist sending me this card is because it says, you have vision, fortitude, and character. Who needs hair? See, bald eagle. All right. Well, I'm feeling patriotic, and I hope at the very least I've caused you to think a little bit about the whole flag issue as well. It is not as basic and as simple and as you know, one or two-sided as people might think. This is a deep, meaningful topic, and it's important to really think about what do you believe and why. What does the flag mean to you here? Who cares what it means to anybody else? Who cares what anyone else does with it? What does it mean to you? And how will you respond? That's the challenge I leave with you. What do you think of the flag? That's all that matters. All right, well, until next time, from my front porch.